We are halfway through the year, and that means it is time to start planning for the holidays. Yes, those holidays coming up in December. And the reason why we need to start planning now is to ensure that we have the time and the money to spend when the holidays come. There are still a lot of factors that will most likely affect how we spend for the holiday season. The first one being inflation. Inflationary prices, the cost of goods are still high, and that might mean we need to plan differently so that by the time we purchase gifts, we purchase things for the holiday season, we are not overspending on these items. Two, there is absolutely still a lot of uncertainty in the current economy. While unemployment is still very low, the uncertainty is leading to a lot of fear, leading to companies downsizing, laying off, or just freezing hiring as well as raises and bonuses overall. And again, this will affect how you spend or consume for the holiday season. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Catherine Agupjan, and here at Sisters for Financial Independence, we help you manage your money better so that you can live a life of impact today and tomorrow. Now, because the holidays are still many far months out, this is the perfect time to really sit down and think about what kind of holiday you want. Think about the holidays that you want that doesn't involve debt or putting yourself into financial stress. So we will go over a few tips to help you with that. The first thing I would recommend doing is to review your expenses and budgets from last year. So this might mean pulling up your credit card statements or your debit statements and looking through some of the line items that you spent money on during the holidays. This can be for gifts, for travel, for decorations, for clothing, and so forth, because this will inform how much you need to save up for. As you review those expenses, it might be good to actually take them and write them down on a separate notebook or separate piece of paper. From there, see if you really want to continue spending money on that item. See if you want to include that in this year's budget. Because of inflation, because of some of the higher prices for certain things, you might find that you have to eliminate certain line items from your budget. So do keep that in mind, that inflation and some of these higher prices will constrict your budget a little bit. So planning now can provide you more breathing room down the line. The next action item is to start saving that money. Now that you have a budget to work with, you have, give or take, a goal for the amount of money that you want to save up for, or just put aside so that when you're ready to start spending, you have that money on hand. Now, the easiest way to do this is to automate this process. Take advantage of the process where you set up automatic transfers either every week, every month to a separate yet accessible savings account for your holiday needs. And you can do this through banks like Ally, Capital One, or any banks that allows you to do automatic transfers. Some banks offer a holiday club or a holiday savings account. Yes, it seems very old school, but if you worry about going to credit card debt, if you worry about not having enough to pay for the holiday season, then this might be an option, which again provides you that process to automate those transfers so that you set money aside. With your budget numbers in place, you can start estimating how much you want to put away weekly or monthly. I recommend doing small amounts over the long period of time because it doesn't hurt as much and you don't see it and feel it coming out of your checking account. So this might be $10 a week or $25 a week, and that adds up to a lot every month. So once you've determined the amount that you're going to automate to put into a separate account, what you want to do then is to look at your current expenses and see where you can cut back. So if you are looking to save $10 a week, then you need to look at your expenses on a weekly basis and see where those $10 will come from. Or you need to figure out how to earn those $10 every week so you can put it away. Again, smaller numbers sometimes works better because it does add up and it doesn't feel so much that you are depriving yourself or putting so much money away for a future purpose. The second tip I have is to make a list. Now, women generally carry a lot of the mental load to planning for the holidays. This means in our heads, we have a vision for what that holiday will look like, and it's all taking up space. So, what I want you to do is to put all of this into paper. What are the things that you need to do to make this holiday special? And I want you to start dividing it up so that other people in your family can also take charge. Other people can help you do this. And making a list also ensures that you plan accordingly. You're not adding last minute things, which will end up being expensive in the end. And if you're watching this during the summer, it feels way too early to be thinking about making a holiday list. But a holiday list will keep you, your money, and your energy focused on what matters. Start with a list of the people you would like to give gifts to. Start a list of the gifts that might be available you want to give to. Start a list to see if you have wrapping paper on hand, holiday cards, the food that you want to serve, decorations you want to put up, clothing that you need to buy or put out of the closet, travel expenses you need to save up for or look to save your points for, and places where you want to give for the holidays. And of course, keep your list handy. Continue to review your list as the weeks go on and might find that you want to eliminate certain things. You might find that you're going to add certain things, but at least it's all written on paper, it's all available, and it's all easy for you to access. The next tip I have is to shop your home. Yes, I want you to look around your house and see if there's anything that you don't use. And if they still have tags on them, consider returning them to the store. Use that money or that credit to put into your holiday fund or put for a future purchase. If you are not comfortable regifting, sell these items. See if you can get money for these to put into your holiday savings fund. I would recommend getting the entire family involved in the decluttering session so that you not only make space, but you can also make money and you can also learn to see what your family really needs as you kind of move towards the weeks and figure out what kind of holiday gifts they might want or need. The typical average American family has probably a garage or an attic of things that they've stored and forgotten about. And now is the time to look through the things you have and see if that's something that you can use for the holiday season. If not, it might be something that you can sell, which is great because it allows you to earn that money back to use for the holidays. There is a great piece from the New York Times on how to buy nothing new this holiday season. It might be something that you want to consider as we move towards the coming holiday months. And there's also a little tip inside that article, and it's all about swapping and sharing with family and friends. So instead of you needing to buy new items, you might be able to reach out to family and friends and exchange some things that you can reuse and give as gifts. The next tip is to shop wisely today. And what I mean by this is look at your credit cards, see if there's offers that you can take advantage of today. Sign up for services like Rakuten and see if you can get cash back or more points for the things you are buying today. This will allow you to rack up some money for a future purchase, and that can save you in the long term. Take a look at your list now. See if there's things that you can buy today. Take advantage of some summer deals, maybe take advantage of some prime deals so that you can eliminate those from your list. The rush of the holiday season and the excitement can absolutely push you to spend more money. By providing yourself some time, you will be more mindful of what you spend your money on, thus saving you money and ensuring you have what you need for the holiday season. Let me know if this video has been helpful so far. Give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you are already saving up for the holidays. Do you normally have a holiday budget? What is your tip to help others stay on budget during the holidays. The next tip I have for you is to consider the no presents rule. And this is a little bit difficult to implement, which is why I'm sharing it now, because you do need time to seed it to your family members, to seed the fact that you might not want presents or you want to do a different type of tradition or activity for the holiday season. Now, my immediate family and I stopped exchanging gifts a few years ago. And that was partly because I had a personal issue one year where I was looking for a gift for my father and I could not find it. I didn't want to give him another sweater, another tie, or anything else. And I was like, well, maybe we need to stop exchanging gifts. Like, we were all adults with our own money, and we all had the stuff that we already wanted, and we could also get our things the way we wanted to. So I started seeding that idea to just the adults in the family. Like, hey, we don't necessarily need to spend money on each other to get gifts. Maybe we could do something else instead. It took a few years for us to get used to the idea of that. Like, we would not be opening a lot of presents during Christmas, but instead we would opt for another activity. So this is something that I want to share with you and ask you to consider if a no presents rule is something that might be right for your family to start doing this year. I want to note though that gift giving is rooted very much in tradition, very much in culture, and very much in how many of us show love. So when you do consider and implement a no presents, no gift rule within the family, just be a little mindful of some of your older traditions, some of what your family has been doing, and some of the ways that other people in your family show love. If you want to learn more about the 5 love languages, I would absolutely recommend picking up this book. It comes in multiple versions for couples, teens, and children, so you can understand how other people show love and receive love. And one of them is through gifts. But here's the thing, if your love language is gifting, you don't have to worry about giving this up. What I just would recommend is that you be a bit more mindful with the gifts you buy, the gifts you give, so that's in line with your values and your financial funds. So for our family, we don't exchange gifts for adults, but we do exchange gifts for children. And we also try to limit these gifts, going through the rules of do they want it, things they need, things they wear, and things they read, because it just keeps it categorized, keeps it focused on certain things that we know that we are going to use in the next coming year. I will share too that a few years ago, back in 2018, my family and I spent our summers decluttering our childhood home in preparation to sell it. And it was tough to see a lot of our things being put up for sale for like $1, things that we bought each other for Christmas, things that we spent time on, not only shopping for, finding the perfect thing for, buying for, spending our money on, and to have all of those things either go to the trash or just be up for garage sales. So it's something that still lives in me, and I think about like what happens to the stuff that we give to each other and have no use for. Where will it go? And every year, if you are part of my newsletter, I share this essay called The Gift of Death. And it basically details that sometimes we buy things just for the happiness of that few minutes and it goes to the landfill. And we have to start thinking about really the overall life cycle of a product, where it takes people, it takes resources to get it to our shelves. And then we sometimes use it for 5 minutes and then discard it, put it away, or it just gets unused. And that is a very wasteful experience. So I'm going to link the essay in the description below. Take a look at it, read it, and see if it resonates with you. And the pandemic really showed us the importance of being present, to be able to hug, to talk, and eat and drink with family and friends. So this might be also another year to make it a point to let others know that while you appreciate gifts, spending time together is more important to you. Come up with a list of activities that you can do together. Block off time in everyone's calendar. Put money aside for these activities so that you can enjoy together. Set the expectations early on that this is a year of presents and no gifts. And doing so will ensure that people are prepared, that there is going to be no regret or disappointment in the fact that no one is getting tangible presents. But you do have a lot of activities to go through, memories to make. The next thing that you can try is to do things yourself. Doing things yourself does take time. But if you plan it early enough, if you plan ahead, it's possible, and it can save you money as well. So these are things like your decorations, maybe getting your kids to actually make the holiday cards. It doesn't have to be perfect. If they have their hands on it, I'm sure people will appreciate that the kids did something to share with others. Maybe making your own meals and so forth. So there's many things that you can do yourself that will save you money. Again, planning ahead will be the key to this because it'll save you time, frustration. It'll also save you from having to look for things, whether you have it or you don't, and have to buy new things for it. So doing it yourself, DIY, can be a great way to save money for the holidays as well. Another tip I have for you is to call up your credit card companies and start negotiating for lower APRs. This is easy to do. There's a bunch of scripts online that you can use. I will also link them in the description below. And the goal for this is that should you tap into your credit card to buy things for the holiday season, you will be using a very low APR, which will save you money overall. So this is more of a preventative case in case you tap into your credit card. If you do have existing credit card debt today, getting a lower APR can save you money and can allow you to pay down that debt that much faster. Consider scheduling some time in the next few days to schedule a call with your credit card companies. This will take you 15 minutes at most, and it can save you some money for today as well as in the future. A big thing that we all have to realize is that we have a say in how the holidays go. We have a say in what traditions we follow or create. We have a say in the gifts that we buy. We have a say in the kinds of experiences we want for our family. Now, of course, we'll be influenced by the movies, TV, social media, but we all have to decide what's important for our family. So this is just a reminder that you can dictate the kind of holiday season your family has that doesn't involve going into debt, doesn't involve a lot of financial stress. I think in the end, we want to just instill some feeling of wonder, some feeling of happiness, and create memories for not only for ourselves, but for our children as well. I hope this video has been helpful. Consider subscribing to Sisters for Fi if you want more content like this, where we help you optimize your expenses, earn more, save more, and invest for the future. This video might be helpful if you want to go through a money challenge to challenge yourself to save more or earn more in the next few months. That way you have some funds for the holiday season. I will see you next week for the next video. Bye!